On this day in history, October 14th, 1890, President Dwight David Eisenhower was born in Denison, Texas. 1957, Wake Up Little Susie becomes the Everly Brothers' first #1 hit. October 14th of 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis begins. And in 1964, the Nobel Peace Prize is awarded to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. At 35 years of age, Dr. King was the youngest person ever to receive that award. Influenced by Gandhi, he advocated nonviolent civil disobedience to racial segregation. His powerful oratorical skills and peaceful message quickly gained him support not only within the African American community and the federal government, but among certain segments of white America as well. We all remember that massive March on Washington in 1963, where on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" address. And though we recall Dr. King as a martyr to his cause, gunned down in Memphis in March of 1968, it is fitting and proper that we also take into account the way his life began back in 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. The birth of MLK, the subject of this American moment.
January 15th, 1929 was a chilly day in Atlanta, Georgia, when a family gathered to welcome into this world a new life, and with it, a new hope for America. 2 years after his birth, his father, Michael King, changed his name to Martin Luther King, and then changed his son's name to Martin Luther King Jr. Throughout his 39 years, he instilled in Americans a new spirit of justice and freedom, based on equality instead of status, and character instead of race. He waged a nonviolent war on racial segregation, with appearances that radiated with an energy that transcended all races, all faiths, and people of all ages, with words that still resonate today.
I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
He spoke to us of his dreams and his beliefs that justice too long delayed is justice denied. You're watching An American Moment on Newsmax TV.
From history back to the here and now for Miranda's Prime Preview, while the Democrats and leftist media continue praising First Lady Michelle Obama for her emotional speech about Donald Trump yesterday, there's a whole lot you didn't hear. And Miranda Kahn is right here next to me to tell us why Republicans are up in arms.
Well, some would say there, JD, that there's just one word for this, and it's hypocrisy. First, let's listen again to what Michelle Obama said about Donald Trump while speaking at a Hillary Clinton campaign rally.
I feel it so personally, and I'm sure that many of you do too, particularly the women. The shameful comments about our bodies, the belief that you can do anything you want to a woman. It is cruel. It's frightening.
Now, here's conservative radio talk show host Rush Limbaugh's take on that.
She is telling people that she doesn't know men who brag. You know the 10 that have been to the White House? How about some of the rappers that talk about their and their have performed such lyrics in the White House? But she doesn't know men who talk and sing about sexual assault.
Limbaugh was referring to rapper Jay-Z, who has a personal relationship with the Obamas and whose song lyrics some say are far more degrading towards women than anything we have heard from Mr. Trump. Tonight on Newsmax Prime, we'll have reaction from Michelle Obama and her remarks about Trump, including what Governor Mike Pence had to say.
And it's a pretty safe bet, knowing Mike Pence as I do, he doesn't quote any of the rapper or hip-hop artists who show up at the White House. You know, Mike is generous almost to a fault.
You think?
Well, I mean, I don't mean so, but he smooths it right over and he pivots and he goes to the next subject. Served him well in the vice presidential debate. We'll see in this particular fight if he can remain that mild-mannered kind of cool guy, because the fact is, it is hypocrisy wider than the Potomac River I'll take it further. It is hypocrisy as large as the Grand Canyon in the state I used to represent, Arizona.
Wow, you don't hold back at all.
I don't.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about some of the so-called secret weapons that are in Clinton's arsenal, so we'll discuss that.
Oh, I know them. Not so secret. ABC, CBS, NBC, but that's okay. We're Newsmax TV, so we give the straight story. Looking forward to your report tonight at 8 Eastern. Thanks very much, Miranda. Well, yesterday at this time, we were watching Donald Trump deliver a powerful speech in West Palm Beach at his rally. In case you missed it, here's a second look.
The corporate media in our country is no longer involved in journalism. They're a political special interest, no different than any lobbyist or other financial entity with a total political agenda, and the agenda is not for you, it's for themselves. These vicious claims about me of inappropriate conduct with women are totally and absolutely false. And the Clintons know it, and they know it very well. You take a look at these people, you study these people, and you'll understand also. The claims are preposterous, ludicrous, and defy truth, common sense, and logic. We already have substantial evidence to dispute these lies, and it will be made public in an appropriate way and at an appropriate time very soon. The media outlets did not even attempt to confirm the most basic facts, because even a simple investigation would have shown that these were nothing more than false smears. The same two discredited writers who should have been fired from the New York Times for what they did tell another totally fabricated and false story that supposedly took place on an airplane more than 30 years ago. The most powerful weapon deployed by the Clintons is the corporate media, the press. It's not coincidence that these attacks come at the exact same moment and all together at the same time as WikiLeaks releases documents exposing the massive international corruption of the Clinton machine. The Clintons are criminals. Remember that. They're criminals. Never in history have we seen such a cover-up as this. One that includes the total destruction of 33,000 emails, 13 iPhones, some by Hammer, laptops, missing boxes of evidence, and many, many other things. This election will determine whether we're a free nation or whether we have only the illusion of democracy, but are in fact controlled by a small handful of global special interests rigging the system, and our system is rigged.
Donald Trump yesterday in West Palm Beach, Florida. Final word via telephone from Frank in Bloomfield, New Jersey. Frank, I understand you want to talk about Michelle Obama again.
You betcha. Give me a second. Here we go. Yeah, I was really taken aback. Where is it written in politics that she can go out and, basically stump for Hillary and basically slander, say what she feels like she wants to say about Trump, and then the White House issues an edict that it's hands off Michelle after, you open up a box of here's a typical New Jerseyism. You open up a box of crap's got to come out sooner or later.
I got you. Listen, Frank, I hear what you're saying, but I still maintain the reason the White House did that, trying to get Mr. Trump to tee off on Mrs. Obama when his real target should be Mrs. Clinton. Thanks so much. Tonight, we have got a program for you at 8 Eastern right here. It's Newsmax Prime. I'll look for you then. Till then, stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.